Heavenly Father, we thank you for the blessing of the day that you've given to us. Thank you, Father, for the blessing of our community. Thank you, Father, for the blessing of all these people that have come to attend this meeting today. Thank you, Father, for the rain that you've given us. We ask, Father, for your wisdom, your discernment, and your guidance as we consider this evening's agenda. Guide and direct us, Father, that we might continue to make our city a place that the residents would love to live in, and a place that it would be a pleasure to live in, Father. We thank you for these blessings. In Jesus' name.
Amen. All right. We'll call this meeting to order, 6:31 p.m. And we'll do the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I pledge this flag and pledge allegiance to the United one state, one and indivisible.
Hopefully those who wanted to speak tonight have already signed in, and you'll get 3 minutes per item to listen. All right, so we're going to start with our reports and presentations tonight. We'll start on 2A, the police department.
Evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
Good evening. July monthly report in front of you. Bulverde Police Department responded to 1,153 calls for service in the month of July. We had a total of 12 arrests, 16 crashes that we actually investigated and sent a crash report into the state of Texas on. Average speed citation over the limit on Highway 21 was 20.5 miles an hour over the limit. On Highway 46, 24.2. On FM 1863, 23. And everywhere else in the city, 20.4 miles an hour was the average over the speed limit. I'll be glad to answer any questions if you have any questions about any of the report or anything else that I can answer questions for.
I had a quick question.
Sure.
Are there any emerging trends that we should be aware of?
No, we had a jugging trend that was going around the state, not just in Bulverde. They hit us here a few times, and then it just kind of went away.
Can you tell us more about what that is?
So jugging is basically where folks will go and sit mostly at banks. It's mostly on Fridays because it's payday, and they will watch customers come and go from the bank. And when somebody comes out with a bank bag in their hand, they'll follow them until they go somewhere, like wherever, get out of the car. When they get out of the car, they break into the vehicle, usually retrieving the bank bag that's out of the vehicle. They just caught like 6 of them down in Corpus Christi over last weekend. So their crews, most of them are from Houston, and they're hitting all across the state. So we haven't had any incidences lately, so hopefully we don't have any more. But no, other than that, nothing really, just the usual.
Okay.
Yep.
Chief, I have a question. There's a lot of calls out of the Windmill Ranch the last couple of months. What's going on?
So we do a call for service like if someone leaves for the weekend or the week and they're going on vacation. It's summertime. Everybody goes on vacation in the summertime. They can notify us and say, hey, I'm going to be out of town for this date through this date. Can you please extra patrol my residence? The officers go by the house and actually get out and check that residence. They generate a call for service for that call.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a lot of vacation stuff. Yeah.
I got a question,
Sure.
Chief, about the lock camera system.
Okay.
Have they started installing those?
They started installing them. There's 2 of them down there by the park. We only asked for 1.
Yeah, I saw there's one down there by the grass parking area. It's kind of in the channelized stream area of the park when it floods. And,
So we didn't ask
that's
for
going to
that.
get wiped out.
Yeah. We didn't ask for that camera down there, so I have a call in to Flock to ask them why that camera's there. The only one we asked for was at the entrance, and we asked that it catch license plates coming and going from in and out of the park, or at least coming in, and then try to catch them coming up and down Bulverde Lane as well too, just so we can see what cars are coming and going. Because a lot of times we get an incident that happens that we have a good vehicle description, but we have no idea what the license plate is.
Right. No, that's a great area for it. Yeah.
So I'm not sure why that second camera on the north end is up there because we didn't even ask for that.
In the floodplain, it's not going to last one big rain.
It usually, I don't think it would fall down with the rain that comes through there, the water comes through there, because it doesn't get real deep right there. Now, just north of that at Indian Creek, it gets very bad there. But even if it fell down, Flock pays to replace it. No cost to the city.
Yeah, they cover all the installation costs. Yeah.
Damage if it gets ran over by an airplane that crashes, they'll replace it.
I hope not.
Yeah, me too.
No, yeah, that one right there, by Indian Creek, and it's right in like the channelized flow area of the park. So
I'll find out why it's even there, because we didn't ask for it.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds like fun.
Chief, I would like to pass along a compliment that I received yesterday from a resident of Bergheim who was involved in a hit and run incident over at the car wash at Singing Hills. And they told me yesterday, in fact, they went out of their way to let me know that after they dialed 911, they had an officer there within about 90 seconds. And they were able to retrieve video of the hit and run incident occurred inside of the car wash, get a plate number, and get a report file to identify who the driver was and start the process right there. So they were extremely pleased with the service they got.
We're not so busy at this point yet that we still can't do that, but at some point, we probably will.
I have a question. Is there a way to report how many of these 18-wheelers or truck are getting stopped in the no-through truck areas?
I can try to dig into our records management system to see how many are actually getting stopped, but I should be able to get your number on that. Yeah, I should be able to get your number on that.
Especially in downtown Woodward.
Yeah. Any other comments, questions, concerns? Quiet over here on this side of the. They're all good.
No, it's good. Thanks, Chief.
Thank you. Thank you. Let us know where we're going with National Night Out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Next, finance department.
Okay, as you all have received the report, we are at about 90.84% as of June 30th in collecting our revenues as budgeted for fiscal year 25, and we're at 70.79% at our budgeted expenses. All investment accounts and banking accounts have been reconciled through July 31st, 2025. Do y'all have any questions?
I have a couple.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's all right.
Can you show me on this report, maybe we don't include the interest income from investment
No,
on this report?
we do not.
Okay.
The revenue and expenditure reports that I send out in the weekly report has that in there. It usually gets posted. Well, it does get posted on the 31st, but within like 3 or 4 days after month end. Do you need me to get that information?
No,
to you?
I was curious.
Okay.
Can you tell me why we don't? I'm thinking ahead to another report where we say that some of that interest is used to pay expenses for the city. So I'm just wondering why we don't include that here.
I've never been asked to do so. I can if you'd like.
That's not my decision to make. I just thought I would ask the question. Maybe we can talk about financial reports generally.
That's something y'all want me to add? I can add it.
It doesn't hurt, and it gives us a better financial picture of where we're at.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
I think it would be worth it for us to have a conversation about financial reports, generally speaking.
Yeah.
So maybe hold off on it, on giving direction at this point till we can talk about that. I just was wondering why that was.
Yeah, that kind of ties into the agenda item for today.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So
Okay.
I think we might tie in.
So when we get to that part, we'll go ahead and add that in there on that part instead of in the report.
Okay. Any other questions?
Mhm.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Parks and Rec, oh, excuse me, I just skipped public works.
Quick update on Public Works. The biggest update this month was is regarding our TCEQ violation. As of July 21st, TCEQ confirmed there was no further information needed from the city. They're finalizing our attachment A of the agreed order, which will detail the SCP, which is a supplemental environmental project, reporting requirements and penalty offset. So once it's complete, they'll send it back to us for review and signature, and we will track all our project documentation for final reporting, and no additional costs are expected.
Great.
Our MS4 plan, phase 2, would pretty much is our supplemental SCP for that. So once we go throughout the year, so this will be a lengthy process throughout the year, reporting, documentation, finance, so it should offset our requirements. So we should have no other fees on that. So that's the biggest news on that. Operation-wise, we repaired major failures on Rodeo Drive and Old Bernie Road, cleared some asphalt debris on some driveways, coordinated with TxDOT some potholes and right-of-way. All the rain that we had, TxDOT kept sending us, pothole fixes for their right-of-way, which were like it's protected up right away, so, they were able to fix some of them were still in dispute. We cleared out some drainage portages in Persimmon Hill and Brand Road. Vegetation wise, we've trimmed a lot of sight lines and signage obstruction. Currently, right now, the list of the signs that are obstructed, which I think we counted 45, we've completed 10 of those. A lot of it is just extensive brush. If you drive around right here on the Heimer Cove and go behind the police department, I have a huge pile of brush back there that's we're trying to get rid of. So we're slowly going down the list. Facilities and Parks and Rec. One of the biggest news in the Parks and Rec is our new playground set has arrived, not on site, but it's at the manufacturer location in Bernie. We've done some pre-construction meetings and site visits at the park, determine areas that we need to fence off and determine some date that we were projected to start. We're projected to start that first week of September the 2nd, the day after Labor Day. I know projected takes about 2 to 3 weeks to install the play set. So one of the obstacles that we ran into is Music in the Park is September the 13th, which is 2 weeks from that start date. So I've coordinated with the Music in the Park coordinators, let them know that there's going to be some fencing, some construction during that time period. We were looking to try to do it the day after Music in the Park or that week after, but unfortunately, Music in the Park is 3 weeks after that. So we're running up these things. So to get this thing done, we're just gonna have to sacrifice a little bit. So that's the exciting part of that. Administrative wise, equipment wise, we've sold the Tahoe and the Charger that sat in the parking lot for a long time. We've received $7,900 for both of them, so which is good news for us.
Yeah.
We also have out of the 2 storage units, you might like this. Out of 2 storage units, one of the storage units had all the furniture that was from the building, so we have that on auction right now. So that auction ends August 19th, and once that ends, we'll get to clear that storage unit out and close that one out. So we'll have one storage unit for the guys. So
Great.
So that's it. Well, that concludes all my report. I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have.
I noticed there's a hole in the side of the old building that's on the 10 acres of storage. What is that?
I have not seen that.
It's like a 2 foot by 2 foot or 2 foot by 3 foot on the facing east on that wall. It's a big cutout.
It might be the window, I guess, where it was the old window.
I just saw it's open. It's just not.
I'll pass by.
I want to check it out.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
I think I saw it yesterday.
So somebody stole our stuff at 10 acres. I'm just kidding.
It's pretty high up, so they would have had to bring it
Yeah.
down.
Well, I'll get some answers.
I got a question, and I apologize if I missed it, but I thought that we didn't get a fine from TCEQ.
No, we did get fined.
We did.
Yes,
We did.
yeah, we did get
Okay,
fined.
so
They all.
They also
right. I thought that. Okay, so what does that mean in that offset? I guess
the offset, the fine is offset because of the supplemental agreement, the SCP,
Right.
which is their way of saying, okay, we're going to fine you $47,000. They did come back at first and say, okay, we'll discount it $9,000, so your fine is actually $37,000. So we could pay the $37,000 and eliminate the fine, or come back with a supplemental plan, which is our MS4 Phase 2 plan, which is developed by Priest Nickel. That plan, we place that as our supplemental plan. So that plan actually goes throughout the whole year. We pass out flyers, brochures, and all that, and whatever we spend on that goes towards that fund. Whatever we pay Priest Nichols for the plan goes towards the fund. So reality, we're really just paying for the plan itself, which we were originally going to do anyway.
Okay.
So it supplements the fine itself.
So we're not from the city taking any money out at this point to pay for that fine.
Correct. So if we hadn't received the fine, we still pay Priest Nichols for the MS4 plan anyway. So it's just a way for them to.
Okay.
Make sure you actually do.
So is this phase 1 of the implementation still? Are they considering it phase 1, or are we already rolling into phase 2?
I know we're in the MS4 plan is the phase 2 plan, but as far as the project itself, once they send us the revised attachment on the order, then that's when we start the phase. That's when we start doing the implementation of the MS4.
Okay,
So,
so do we already have that on the website as far as what?
not yet,
Not
no,
yet. We don't
no.
have anything on the website.
We don't have anything on the website, no. Until we get the actual, permit number for that MS4 plan, then we start rolling out. We place it on our website, we print out flyers, we do the education at schools. Once we get our code enforcement guy, he'll be hopefully the individual that go out and visit, construction sites and make sure the switch plans are up, so. Yeah, so we're waiting to do that, but
Okay, what's our target date on that? Do we have a target date?
we're waiting for TCEQ to send us the attached order. So once they give us that order, it could be, I mean, it took them, what, a month and a half for them to send us this? It could be another month and a half before they send us the agreed order. And once we do, and once we sign it, that's when we implement the plan.
Okay.
So we're just kind of waiting. It's
So
all,
wait and see, this whole time,
yeah.
it's been going on for a couple months.
Yeah,
but-
and,
Yeah.
you know, when they sent us the violation, I think we had a week.
Yeah.
You know, that we had to pay, you know, the 37,000, so, you know, we were able to hold them off and submit the SEP. So which right now, legally, we're fine because they have not, we're in agreement as far as their tax. So we're just waiting for them to send us their revised. So once they send us that, we get it signed, we move forward.
Good job, thank you.
Aaron, I got a question.
Yes,
What's the status of our septic tank evaluation here at, City Hall? Septic system? I know you're gonna get the.
Yeah,
follow-up.
that's a good question. I forgot to put that on here. We did have a company come out and evaluate the septic system. We had, first of all, we had the plumber run the camera all the way to the septic system. Then after that, we had a company come out and pump the septic system, the tanks. So that was done. After that, we had another company come out and inspect the field, the actual chambers themselves, and inspect those, and he gave the thumbs up. Everything's good on septic system.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so,
Do we think it was just too cold?
yeah, I think it's a combination of the heavy rains that we had. It was saturated. A lot of the odor that we had to do with a lot of the wax rings being replaced and it just being full. So it probably hadn't been pumped out in, who knows, I mean.
It probably needed to be followed.
Yeah, it
We would probably just a wax ring.
yeah, so that goes into another thing, the parks septic system also, you know, the same company went out and evaluated the park septic system as well.
Okay,
So that one's gonna get pumped too, it needs to get pumped as well.
Okay,
So there's some sprinkler heads that need to get replaced and other slew of stuff that the parks system needs to get done too as well. So we're in that transition into getting that company to
right.
go out there and instead of doing it every quarterly, which is the minimum requirement of Comal, we're actually gonna do it monthly because of the heavy use of the park. So we'll have them go out there and inspect it every month. So we won't get into the situation where we're you know, we don't catch something in 4 months. And if they don't do the proper inspection, it's 8 months and then it kind of dominoes.
Right,
And will there be a similar maintenance plan for the city hall as well?
Well, City Hall, according to separate folks, there's no maintenance plan for this type of system because it's like a leach system.
Right.
So it's pretty much self.
I mean, it should be pumped regularly or we get it on schedule.
Average, it
3 to
should be
5
pumped every 4 to 5 years. So every 4 to 5 years, that's pretty much the maintenance of it. And typically, it's got an alarm system on it. So if the alarm system is triggered frequently, at that point, then that's kind of our telltale
So we have
sign.
a plan.
Yeah. So every 4 months. So we'll put that on.
Okay, great. Is the splash pad working fine now?
It's wonderful.
Okay, good.
As a matter of fact, I think our water bill is going down quite a bit. So I think we will have a lot of money left in our water bill account.
Let me turn that off.
We could turn it off. I think typically we'll turn it on, from what I heard, the first, after school starts.
Yeah.
Yeah, after school starts. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's been working great.
Great.
I mean, if you haven't been out there, it's got patterns on it, things that we didn't know it had.
Really? Cool.
It's just not just spraying up.
Okay, great.
Anything else?
That's all.
That's it? All right, guys.
Take care. Thank you.
More parts of the page.
Two things tonight. Our meeting was really short this month. We had a presentation from the Bulverde Community Parks Association. They're here tonight. That's Scott and Karen Kutak. He's the president, she's the treasurer. They've streamlined the process for donations. That's the 501c3 that you can make a donation to the parks. So they've streamlined it through their email and their website process. Erin touched on this. We talked about the toddler play structure going in. Music in the park starts soon, so you've got that on your agenda tonight. We've got 3 concerts scheduled for the fall. And our next meeting is the end of this month, so it's pretty short and sweet.
Can you explain to everybody how 501c works? Make a donation.
I'm gonna let him do that. He's really good at that. Come on up, Scott.
So the Bulverde Community Park Association is the 501c3. It was founded in early 2002. It was originally founded to raise funds to be able to improve the park and work in coordination with the city. Of course, any capital improvements would have been done in coordination with the city, but they wanted to generate enough funding. The city was still trying to figure out what to do with the park. Since then, the Bulverde Community Park Association hasn't really done as many fundraisers, but they still kept the 501c3, and underneath it, there's 2 other organizations that live under the umbrella. One is the Garden, and the other is Music in the Park. So Music in the Park, in both those organizations, they have their own sub-checking accounts within the account, and so they fund themselves. Music in the Park takes donations from sponsors, spends it on the bands and so on, signs, other things that are associated with putting on the events. The Garden does their own thing as far as the supplies that they need. The 501c3, the Bulverde Community Park Association, still is available for if any donor wants to come and improve the park. They can give us money. Maybe they just say they want to do general improvements, or they may have something they want to be designated for, like playground equipment or tree planting or something like that. Then we would go to the park advisory board, say funding is available, we'd like to use it for this purpose, or then they would come and recommend it to the city, and if it was approved, then we would transfer funds from the 501c3 to the city when they're ready to spend it.
What's the website where people can go?
So there's a BulverdePark.com. That'll be all 3 organizations right there.
And people can make donations on that website?
They can't make donations yet. We could probably implement that. Usually someone knows a person, they send them to our way.
But are there instructions on that
yes.
website?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have anything this time.
All right, number 3, consent agenda items. All of the following items are considered to be consumed by the city council. There will be no separate discussion on these items. There will be enacted with one motion. Items may be removed by any council member by making such request prior to the motion is voted. 3A, consider approval of the regular city council meetings from July 8th, 2025. Consider approval of the special city council minutes from the following special meeting dates: July 10th, July 24th, 2025. Consider approval of a resolution adding city manager and Michael Castro as signer of the city of Bulverde's bank investment accounts. Consider approval of a resolution of the city of Bulverde, Texas, adopting an investment policy and receive the city. And then 3E, receive the city of Bulverde investment summary report as of June 30th, 2025. Anything on any of the meetings?
I reviewed the meeting minutes and I didn't find anything. Actually, everything was accurate.
I have a point of procedure question. Is now an appropriate time to ask it?
Is it on this line?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I had some questions about the investment policy. If we are not to discuss that, how do we raise this question?
It's a agenda item.
Well, but it says that there will be no separate discussion of these items.
We're just
Some of
considering
the-
approval of a resolution, right? We're just receiving the city of Woodbury investment summary report.
Adopting an investment policy. I have a question about the investment policy, so I'm not sure if we're not discussing that, how to raise those questions.
We'll pull the item, and then we discuss it separately. Move it,
Do you want me to move it on consent and then take
Yeah.
it into,
that's the appropriate
into
action.
the executive part?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
And then
So
vote
let's-
on the remaining items on the consent agenda to approve those.
All right, so wait, so we're going to remove, consider the approval of a resolution, city of Woodbury, Texas, adopting the investment policy, right? And then you want to remove the city of Woodbury investment summary report also, or just read it?
I don't have any questions about 3E. My questions are about 3B.
So then we'll move 3D to executive session, I'll give a motion for that.
You actually don't need a motion. I mean, you can remove that item without a motion. It's up to you, Mayor. It is.
But we're gonna move it down.
Yeah, if you want to move it onto the regular agenda, but you will need a motion for the remaining items.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we're gonna need a motion for 3A through 3E, removing 3D to the bottom.
Yep.
Yes,
Correct.
so I need a motion for that.
Oh, sure, I'll make it. I make a motion that we approve the regular city council meeting minutes from July 8th, 2025. The special city council meeting minutes from July 10th, 2025 and July 24th, 2025. And also that we consider approval of a resolution adding city manager and Michael Castro, signer to the City of Valverde's bank and investment accounts. And for 3E to receive the City of Valverde's investment summary report as of June 30th, 2025.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, passes unanimously.
And now we will consider item 3.
Yes, and then 3D, we're gonna move to executive.
No.
No, we
Not
just do
to
it.
bottom.
Yeah,
We just do it now.
yes, we can do it now.
Do it right now.
So design.
Yeah, we can, right? Okay, I can stick it in, okay. So, all right, so we're gonna move it to a regular agenda item, consider approval of resolution, City of Woodbury, Texas, adopting an investment policy.
So the questions that I have are, first and foremost, why now? If we're required to do this annually and it was last done in November, is there some reason that we're doing that now as opposed to closer to the time when it would be the annual deadline? And then the second question I had to do with the policy in itself. As I was reading through it, I'm just gonna say that I found a lot of typos. I had a lot of questions substantively about it. And so unless there is a prepping meeting, my request to the mayor would be that we postpone this item so we can have a chance to dig in a little bit more deeply to that policy, and in particular, discuss how that policy informs some of our financial reporting, which was my other issue.
City manager, Mr. McCluster, have you looked into that? Have you read?
So the writing investment policy is strikingly similar to other investment policies that I have been part of. If there are particular questions, I can't speak to why it is now. I don't have history with this city. To be able to speak to why we're considering it at this point. I'm sure I can answer that question.
It was just an item that came up on my calendar to make sure we did it. And this was, I think last year we were late, and this year puts us back on schedule to get it back into the calendar where it's supposed to be.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
So that answers that question. In terms of typos and mistakes, those are what I would refer to as the scrivener's errors. And we could come back in and correct those. They're not necessarily changing the intent, purpose, or any of the substantive language of the policy. In terms of the investment policy informing the regular financial reporting, or a desire on the part of council or council members to change how we make our financial reporting, sure, we can have that discussion whether we do it or not.
So may I make a recommendation then? I don't know how we proceed from here, but it seems to me if we're gonna be doing our budget every year in September, maybe aligning this investment policy review and adoption so that that's all sort of happening at the same time. That gives us a little bit of breathing room right now to have a conversation, maybe as part of an upcoming workshop or another agenda item, about financial reporting generally, and then maybe we can make that kind of more coherent approach. You're to be commended, though, I say, for putting this on your calendar to make sure we didn't miss it this time. I just wanted to make sure we weren't up against the deadline that would prevent us.
So it doesn't need to be
No,
done
it
by
doesn't even,
September
it
fourth.
just needs to be done once a year,
Okay,
annually.
So is that the desire of council to have a workshop on financial reporting?
Yeah, I mean, some of the things, like, I think the reporting, you know, it says like reporting market value of portfolio must be, I'm just reading a bunch of grammatical errors on it, so I would say portfolio must be detailed and least monthly. Market prices will be obtained from an independent source, so I haven't really seen much, probably what Francesco was going to is on any of their investment reporting, so I think we do need to buckle down on how we report the investments and what that looks like, especially being the city council's ultimate fiduciary responsibility for the portfolio.
Yeah. We have a fairly straightforward and simple investment portfolio to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's too complex and endeavor to really drill in terms of what we want to see. I think that should be pretty straightforward.
Okay, my request would be to make that part of the larger conversation about financial reporting and
Right.
transparency generally.
Right. I mean, if you're doing something along the same line, reporting detail this,
Yeah.
we haven't ever seen this part, right? So now we're
Right.
trying to sharpen up the pencil now and get to where we're following this policy to get what it says in the policy, right?
And
So you
and to
want
make,
to move forward with a workshop outside the scope of just fixing grammatical errors?
yeah, I'd like us to take personally, I'd like us to take a more comprehensive look at financial reporting, and this is part of that. And so if we're not up against a pressing deadline, and we can do that as part of a larger conversation, I'd like to suggest that we do that.
Does this have to be done in conjunction with the budget?
No.
Okay. Then, yeah.
They're two separate items.
Okay.
We're good till the end of the year.
Until the end of the-
November,
Like before October 1.
Okay.
We probably need to look at it again in September, before we start our new fiscal year.
Right, exactly.
so September fourth is our meeting.
Yes, we do have a scheduled public hearing for this budget and tax rate.
Can we do it that day?
I can add it.
Okay.
thank you. So do we need a motion to
So,
Are we tabling it or?
postpone it?
Or postpone it?
we're going to, how do we do that? Because it was a consent agenda item. And
Right,
so,
It's been removed from the
moved it to
consent
the
agenda.
So-
It's a regular agenda item now.
so now we need a motion to.
Postpone it.
To table it.
no,
Table
not
is in the
to
same
table,
meeting.
Table is within
Postpone
24
it to the September
Postpone.
4th meeting.
It's
So-
postponed.
So we're going to postpone it to September fourth workshop.
That would be fine. That would be
Okay.
appropriate.
So we'll need a motion for that?
So I make a motion that we postpone this item to the September 4th meeting as part of a larger discussion about financial reporting.
We need a second.
I'll second.
Thank you, second. Okay. All right, all those in favor? Aye.
You should.
Thanks, Sharon.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to 4A. Discussion and possible approval of an ordinance, of the City Council of the City of Bulverde, Texas, granting a special event permit to Bulverde Music in the Park for the use of the Bulverde Community Park on September 13th, October 4th, and October 25th, 2025, and a waiver or modification to Chapter 16, Section 1601.001, and Chapter 15, Section 15.03.001C3, 15.02008, like 15.03002, and 15.02009, 17, Code of Ordinance, City of Bulverde, Texas, to waive food truck permit fees, waive personal liability, allow the use of vehicles to access the gazebo, and waive established fees and operate use noise producing
And I will be, and
devices, sorry.
I will abstain from this 4A regular agenda item due to family matters.
Alrighty, good evening, Mayor and members of the council. This is a request by Friends of the Park and Bulverde Community Park Association to host their annual fall edition of Music in the Park. The applicant is requesting 3 proposed dates with an estimated number of attendees of about 300 per event. They are requesting exclusive use of the gazebo and pavilion from about noon until 10 p.m. The applicant has coordinated with the Bulverde Police and the VIPs to assist with public safety and parking during this event. And there will be volunteers and city maintenance staff, which will assist with the cleanup during and after the event as well. So let me know if you have any questions. I know Ms. Krawitz is also here if you have any questions on the event itself.
This is not substantially different than we've done with them for a very long time.
No, it's gonna be the same request, just different dates.
I have a question. All right, we talk about the liability insurance.
That's my biggest concern.
And so I noticed that, you know, you waive everything from the city not being liable for anything. Right? However, there's been questions about who takes liability if something happens.
Had a special back in the day. So we had a special agreement with the city first start, and we asked if we could with the liability insurance. We are a nonprofit, so that in turn.
Thank you.
Yes, so this expensive insurance is why we asked the city if we could have a special exclusion on purchasing it. Since we're a nonprofit, all of our funding goes to the bands, funding the band. So if we do need to look for it, we need to ask for additional funds from our sponsors.
City council or legal counsel, or city manager, excuse me, or legal counsel. How do we deal with this? I mean, is it, because in here, and this is just, you know,
sure,
trying to dot our i's and cross our
yes,
t's. It
absolutely.
said that, is it not on here? In our
Yeah.
packet here.
Do you have the MOU with you?
Can you go to the page where it says that they're releasing us from?
There was a memorandum of understanding that was signed way back in the day. We have it, but we don't have it with us this evening, but Scott has it at home. Oh, yeah. Danny would have a copy of it. He was on staff when we agreed with it.
So any liability would fall under a CC.
Right.
So I guess the question then would be, if you're signing a release.
Right.
But it's our insurance that would be covering the event. How does that?
Yeah.
That's.
Well, I've always kind of been confused about that myself. I didn't know why we were signing it, but yeah, I was asked to sign it, so I signed it. But it was with the memorandum of understanding, it's always been in place that the city would cover anything that would happen. Luckily, in the 8 years we've been doing this, nothing has happened. But I understand your concern for sure.
What's the first date?
September 13th.
Yeah, that's always been my biggest concern with it. I mean, I'm not concerned with waiving, you know, the park fees or any of that.
Yeah,
I'm not concerned about any of that. It's somebody gets hurt out there when you've got 300-400 people out there, because it's a great event.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I love the event.
Sure.
You get somebody that's hurt out there, city's looking at a multi-million-dollar lawsuit.
Okay.
It falls on the city.
Right.
That's mine.
Sure.
Are minors allowed to participate?
Say that again. I'm
Are
sorry.
minors allowed to participate?
They attend. Yes.
Because they can't sign it. It would not be legally binding on anybody under the age of 18.
Okay.
Their parents have to do.
Okay.
What I would recommend is getting all the participants to sign the waiver.
Okay.
You can't sign it on their behalf.
I got
But
All the participants, you mean all the people attending?
The people who are participating in the event should be signing the waiver. They cannot sign that waiver on their behalf.
So it's
That's anytime somebody participates in an event, that's typically what happens. Those participants sign the waiver.
I'm trying to get to what participants. Are we saying
People
Right,
people
yeah.
that come to the concert.
does that mean people sitting and listening to the concert?
People participating in the event.
Yes.
Okay.
If there's an event specific, is there a 5K run? What is it exactly?
No.
No, it's just a concert.
Free community concerts, right?
It's a music concert.
It's a
Right.
community
Okay,
concert.
so are there being tickets being sold?
No.
It's a free event.
Free event.
Basically a walk-up event.
So again, you can't wait and hold anybody who attends harmless. You
Okay.
can't sign up on their
Okay.
behalf. So this is just for this is just covering, this waivers is covering.
The
event.
organizer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. We can definitely investigate looking at getting insurance for it and see how much it costs, for sure.
I would just make the comment that the number of benefits to the city, that having the events promote the use of the park.
No argument. There's
No
no
We have
argument.
no argument regarding that.
No argument.
There's just a lot of risk too.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but you've had comments from other organizations that try to do similar things in the Broncos, Timberwood, so on. They're amazed that we do it without having any funding other than the waiving of the fee. I understand this,
I guess,
promoting our organization.
I guess the concern here is that, you know, we're not this small little Moortown city where 25 people go and attend. We are now, I mean, the last music in the park was huge. I mean, there's not any parking, people are walking in the street. Too many things can happen, right?
And they're coming from all over.
And it's not only exactly for our community,
Sure.
right? And, we just need to make sure that the insurance is there to cover yourselves.
Right.
And
Right.
so we need to figure out how to figure out how we're gonna work it out. I know that, you know, correct me, Matt. Bonds and insurance and all that you might prevent.
You can.
Yes.
Typically, so because of this kind of event, whenever you're licensing the property for the use, correct? So they're organizing it. The organizer would typically have those vendors participating, sign a contract, add them as additional insured. That way, if something does happen, they have recourse against those vendors for whatever damages do happen. That's the way that it would typically be done.
Are we doing that? Are you having the vendors, the trucks?
They have a contract that they sign. Yes, they do.
So they produce insurance and everything?
Correct. Right.
Who
Do
do they
they
have?
pay for the space?
No, they do not. We don't charge them. Yeah.
So does the city currently have a liability policy? If we did, what would an addendum to that policy for this specific event? Could that specific addendum be covered in the budget?
We do have a liability policy. I'm fairly certain of that, having been here a week and one day. I can't imagine operating without a liability policy.
But this isn't a city event. Why
Yes,
should the
it's not a
city
city
bear the
event.
burden for a non-city event?
No, just in an umbrella, we have an umbrella policy that covers us. Now, that's a good suggestion, Councilman. If we wanted to add this separately, then council needs to determine if they want to bear the cost of that or if they want the vendor to bear the cost of that. You know, what
Because
they
it may
feel
be
is
cheaper if we get it like for the year.
Absolutely.
It's like for these 3 events, it's gonna
Right.
cost $500.
Right.
When's the first?
September 13th is the first one. Yeah.
So I mean, this goes, the history of this goes back a ways. Am I correct? This was not a city event, but it was a city sponsored event,
Correct.
right? So we
Right.
framed it the way that we did it because we didn't, again, lost in the midst of time.
Right.
We didn't want this necessarily to be a city event. We wanted there to be community involved.
Right.
And that the waiver of the fees was sort of traditionally how we sponsored that event.
Right.
So maybe depending on the cost of a addendum to our liability policy, maybe that's part of sponsoring. I'm just
I think
tossing
it's
that
a
out, but I don't know. I think it depends on the cost, right?
I think that we need to resolve the insurance part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I love music.
Sure.
I do not want it to go anywhere.
100%.
We've got to figure out how to make this happen so
Okay.
that we don't cancel September 13th.
Right. Right.
I don't know if there's a way, our next, when is our next week?
19.
We have August 19th and September 4th.
We have August 19th. Could we, could we move it, postpone this to the 19th, next week? If you might have time to figure out the insurance, let's talk about it this week.
Okay.
Or whatever, and then figure out how to.
That's one thing I was talking to Mr. Castro. You could also authorize legal counsel, city manager to, you could conditionally grant the permit and have us execute all necessary legal documents. Give them authorization.
Pending insurance, basically.
Correct.
Pending insurance.
We can get this done. I mean, it's without a doubt for public purpose.
Sure.
Yes.
I don't think it's gonna be super expensive. But
No.
I don't even know, but we've got to keep,
Just
got to get covered.
Right. The other thing that just occurred to me is that just waiving their insurance, does that violate terms of our insurance policy? Do we need to go back? Does that create exposure for us if we don't?
We'll have to look at the terms, the
Right.
specific terms of the
Right.
policy, but we can make it happen.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I want it to happen. We just need to, okay,
I-
so the best,
I think the best one is vote for it now.
so the best way is we're going to approve, or we're gonna go to vote to approve this pending city manager, and the parks work out the insurance. Correct?
And execute necessary legal documents.
And execute the legal document.
So there'd be no follow-on action with council if that's the motion. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes, it would be subject
Authorize
to.
it, provide their insurance.
They have to
Right.
provide the insurance.
So they specifically will provide and pay for the insurance, not the city.
Well, we'll have to go back to the council.
Or they institute a contract where they indemnify the city completely. This is the way I would do it that way. If they're saying the insurance cost prohibitive, they're indemnifying the city against any possible.
It might be better to wait till the
I just want, so we operate on yearly budgets. Well, the majority of our sponsorship money comes in early in the year, February, March, April. We book our bands based on that budget. So this would be unaccounted for, and we may not have enough money to start next year. So I don't know if it's possible, but if you could consider approving the way we've operated for the last 7 years for the fall and re-examining for the spring, and that way we can better account for our funds.
As much as I think, and I understand what you're saying, I don't think it's good for the city to have any liability on this right now, or there not to be any liability. So we need to figure that out.
Do we have any sense of what a rider like that would cost?
I haven't done insurance in years.
Okay.
It's just gonna be a call.
Yes, depending on how much it is, we may have to change our fall schedule, so.
It could be a few $100s per event or something like that.
So,
That's my
so
guess.
what if we did something like,
If it's that little, it's not gonna affect us, but if it's thousands of dollars.
No,
It
no.
shouldn't be $1,000. They don't insure like that.
Okay, all right.
Because that's why I said, I think you can buy it per event and you have 3 events for the fall. So that's why I said, if we can do it, maybe just go ahead and move it to the 19th.
can we get some information on the
Yeah,
cost?
and
of
then,
insurance?
Gives a week to get that.
If anybody can call in,
Yeah.
figure it out. We want this to happen.
Well, we would like to help the city to do that. 'Cause
That's what we're saying, is that we'll find out,
Yeah.
right? Is that what you're saying?
Find out about the insurance.
I'd like to know what it would cost the city to put a rider on ours for these events.
I think it needs to be 2 discussion.
I
I think
think
that,
so.
I think
Two
that the
different,
city
what
should,
if we do it and what if they do it?
that's
So you've got to do some research about what it would cost you. The city will do some research about what it would cost us.
and we'll see what works
We'll
best.
sit down on the 19th and figure out
How we can make it work.
does that make sense?
Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll also bring back what I call the nuclear option, which is the idea of complete indemnification and have the attorney draft up maybe a document to that effect.
It'll give us enough time to fix it.
Keeping in mind, we live in the great state of Texas, and people sue for stupid reasons every day.
Oh, that's fine.
That's every state.
We know that.
So I'll make a motion that we postpone this until next Tuesday, the 19th, so that the event organizers and the city can obtain information about insurance options, and that the city attorney and city manager can consult on potential legal document requirement.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah. And then, we need to get,
Maybe.
Jason. You were out there longer than you got out. Okay. Good, sorry. All right, 4B. Consider and take action on an interlocal agreement between the city of Laverne and Canal Independent School District for the provision of law enforcement service.
The contract for the SRO officers with Comal ISD. And I got the new numbers today. The new numbers, actually got them yesterday. The new numbers are going to $52.57 an hour. After January 1st, we'll be at the same rate of $50.06 an hour that we currently were under.
So it's gonna stay the same.
It's gonna stay the same from August to December, and then on January 1, it's gonna go up. So basically half the school year.
We won't know what it, we don't know the number on January.
52.57.
Oh, sorry, 52.
57.
Okay.
And this is a one-year contract. Otherwise, the contract hasn't changed.
Is it 1 year or is it August through, it's just a school year?
It's August 1st through July 31st, but we don't go through July 31st. We only go through the end of the school
It
year.
says August 5th through May 12th.
The new contract here says 31st. Yeah, only have one page, and all it is the generic page from the sheriff's office. It's the same contract that they have, but we only work through the end of the school year. So we start about 2 weeks before the school year begins, and then we go through the end of the school year.
Okay, and on this contract, let it be known that our address is not correct on there? The city of Blue.
We'll double check it before we send it over for signatures.
So how they pay you is stipulated 8 hours per day? Is that the,
It's 8 hours per day per officer. If it goes over 8 hours, they actually pay an overtime rate.
then there's an overtime rate over it?
Correct. Time and a half.
And those, normally you have like a split shift of these officers that are SRO, or they're working 8 hours plus whatever the school requires?
Correct.
So they don't come back and then work another few hours for the city that was dedicated to school?
Correct.
Regular plus overtime?
Correct. Unless we need it for some type of event or something like that.
Yeah.
Or if there's a catastrophic event, they have to leave the school. They understand that unless their school is in the area where the event's happening, their job is to defend that campus.
Who has supervisors? Sorry, I'm sorry.
You cannot execute this agreement as written. It's missing a necessary term required by the state. It says it's an interlocal agreement, must make the performance of governmental functions or services, must make those payments of current revenues available. I don't see that.
Okay.
Unless I'm missing it, but I don't see it.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the payment procedures down here, that's not there. either.
So I would say if you do, you need to make a motion to add that language to be included in the final document. Each time.
And that's statutory language.
That is required by statute. Interlocal government cooperation.
Okay, what is it says?
Under Government Code 791.011, Section D, 3, but it says interlocal contract must specify that each party paying for the performance of governmental functions or services must make those payments current. I don't see that in there.
Okay. Any questions?
Oh, we need to get that worked out. I mean,
We do.
they're already working, so. I mean, I think we can say we
Can we approve it subject to those corrections?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have a question about who
We got
has.
edits. And it's happening. We got new waffles.
Sure, yeah.
I changed that thing. So that
It covers both sides.
Who has, day-to-day supervisory responsibility of those officers when they're on campus?
When they're on campus,
When they're on campus,
they are their own officers when they're on campus.
so they're not taking direction from other,
No, they are clearly employees of the City of Wood Verde Police Department, not of the IS. It's written into the contract. There's a portion in there that talks about that they're under the authority of the police department and not the IS. So there's an agreement between what campuses they work at, except they're assigned to one campus. They don't move around.
Right.
Yeah, they don't move around.
and you have a policy in place about what the officers are to do if they're given instructions they can't comply with, or what I'm trying to get at is I can sort of see where there might arise maybe some conflict.
So there hasn't really been over the years any conflict other than, the officers think that something should be done and the ISD says, no, we don't want to do it. And unless it's a violation of penal code, the officer's not going to take any type of action. They're not there to enforce any type of school policies or anything like that.
Okay.
They are there for the defense of that campus and any violations of the Texas Penal Code. And I'll give you an example. We had a complaint. Someone is saying that the officer went outside his boundaries and issued a citation for a school-based offense. Negative. We don't issue citations for school-based offenses. It was a violation of Texas Penal Code. That's what the student got a violation for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Do these officers get any special training to be able to deal with issues?
They have required training that they are required by the state to attend to be a school-based law enforcement officer.
Right, okay.
So and if there's a tardiness issue as far as like a.
Not our problem.
It's not they don't report it to you then? No, we're responsible?
No, we don't deal with tardy stuff. Are you talking about the office?
Yeah, the office.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm that's a good.
I'm thinking classroom.
Yeah.
No.
That's a good way to go both ways.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about like the officer shows up at 9 o'clock and
They check in
here at
every
7.
morning.
Yeah.
They check in every morning.
So I guess my question is, if there's an issue, it needs to go to you. Or
Correct.
To the police, to the
Yeah,
local jurisdiction.
So if the school has an issue with the officer there, they'll usually report it to the law enforcement liaison, which is written in the contract, and he reaches out to us and says, hey, this is what we heard. It's your issue, not ours. We need to address it.
And I guess there's a command level, and try to figure it out. In the event they need help, I mean, is there a command level at that point too, right?
When they need help.
If they're in a situation where they need backup of some resource,
Everybody will be there. They're gonna.
Okay, and I'm asking just because usually you have sergeants, you have corporals,
Yeah.
and, your chain of command.
No, if there's an issue, they'll reach out. Yeah.
Okay.
It takes a special officer to do that. Like I
It
know
does.
Officer Certain over.
It does. Yeah, and the guys that are in the campuses where they're at are there for a reason. It wasn't just, hey, so-and-so. Yeah, no, it's, yeah. They were put there because they were a good selection. It's a great program.
Okay.
Well, I'd like to move that we approve the contract subject to correction of the City of Verde's address and the inclusion of statutorial required language.
There's a couple of other things.
There are other things, okay. I withdraw them, I withdraw
What do
them.
you want to do with all this?
What else?
Do we want to hold them for legal review, or, okay, so we want to postpone this until also the 19th, in time for legal review?
Chief, when do we have to have this back to them?
I mean, the guys are already working.
Yeah.
So I mean, as long as it's dated back to the date of the process, I mean,
We can't do that.
I mean, we've been working on this contract for 7-8 years now.
When
It's
is
been
the
through.
contract expire?
I'm sorry?
When is it expire?
It's a yearly contract.
So
But it's got date on it.
It's already expired.
This one.
The last contract's already expired.
It should have expired in May, the last contract.
Correct.
Would it be
So we
better
don't have a contract right now.
So the only reason it wasn't on last month's because we were still waiting on the numbers. And the decision was made not to put it on the agenda because we did not have the numbers.
And should we make this an ILA at some point? I mean,
It is
that way,
ILA.
that way it's just, no, but it just like,
So, and if be fair to the chief too, the school district operates on a different fiscal year.
Right.
than the city does too. So he, waiting on those numbers and them to adopt their budget is a tough position to be in.
And our numbers are based off Comal County and they were waiting on commission court. So once commission court made the approval, we got the numbers, and as soon as he got it, he sent them to me. I forwarded them.
Okay, besides the statutory wording, what's the problem with this?
There are several contractual things that need to be fixed. Indemnification, one. Under the education code, this is required MOU, but to the guys of an interlocal agreement, you have to have proportionate cost allocation methodology to address any cost for the school district or local law. So there's a couple things in there. I have drafted one of these, several of these for Bernie ISD and Concord ISD.
Okay, so the suggestion would be is that we table this until the 19th,
Postpone until the 19th.
which we can go back and fix this. Just time to review it legally, get all the right jargon that needs to be in here. And should fix all the corrections that we need in here, direct the amount also that needs to be added to 5257 from January on. Get the correct dates that this contract will be in agreement to, because I'm not seeing that that's anywhere in the local agreement where the state actually are, so I would like to see those dates in there also.
There's a term, section 1.
It's section 1.
Okay, yeah, but those dates are all correct, is what I'm saying, I'd like to see the correct dates in here. So, if that taken care of, and can go ahead.
And because it is an interlocal agreement, it can be for multi-year terms, it doesn't have to be for for 1 year
For
term.
1 year, okay.
It can go longer. So
How would that work?
That's what I was
Can
gonna
we push it to, like, throughout the summer, and then say we go all the way until the next one comes in?
You can do it for a 2 year term or 3 year term if you want, whatever helps the chief plan for the budget too
Right.
for this.
Would
A 2 year, 3 year term might be more beneficial.
Would the price automatically adjust? Because for example, here, they're sending new rates. How does that?
So you would want that in the contract if it does.
Can we do addendum when that happens, like to the contract?
So the only problem is that you have, again, under the Interlocal Cooperation Act, you have to pay for current revenue. So you would have to plan for the next budget cycle. If the cost is going to increase, then you would need to take this contract increase into account during the next budget cycle.
Okay.
That's how you would work.
Chief, do you believe the district would be open to a multi-year contract?
We've been working under the same contract, everybody in the county, not just us. Comal County Sheriff's Office works on a 1 year contract. They have officers from Bear County that cover the schools in North Bear County. They work under the same contract.
Wouldn't it be
So
easier
this
to
is their
add
contract.
to,
At this point, most counties you cannot find a future court, so that's why they're 1 year contract. Now they would have, what they do though is they have an appropriation clause in there. They have to take that into account the next budget cycle to increase the cost. So that's why it's that way.
So the only thing that we did was change the contract to say from Comal County Sheriff's Office to the Fort Worth Police Department. And so, I mean, evidently everybody's working on the wrong contract.
No, I see we followed the norm.
I feel comfortable, letting the board review it and bringing it back on the next week to get done and for all of this to be corrected. And for us to have a correct document in front of us, and with all the correct clauses that need to be added to it. And then just have them so that the police department is taking care of it and have a good contract, right?
This will have to go back to Comal ISD.
Yeah, this isn't just unilateral. They're gonna have to.
They'll have
It's gonna have to go through their
They'll
legal
have to
as
go
well.
they'll have to go back to the Comal ISD.
And if you recall, there was one not too long ago, not with the Comal ISD, but there was one that went back and forth several times, and finally it just went away because they couldn't agree on the language. But whatever you guys decide.
It's not a valid contract, though, they're required language.
I'm worried about the required language that you say it's gonna be. That's my only thing, because otherwise, I mean, it's what we've been working on.
Does that mean that it's not binding?
Yeah.
The statute requires that language to be in that contract. So,
So non-binding, by virtue of non-binding, then not necessarily enforceable.
I would argue you're acting under a contract.
Okay, so let's get it on for, let's see what we can do.
See if we can get it for the 19th.
Let's see if we can, huh?
We can get it for the next, have that ready.
Yeah. we can have-
So we need a motion.
Is
We
there,
need to touch base
Wait,
with
wait.
Como ISD.
wait a minute, can I
Just
speak,
put it
please?
on next
Wait. If you can get those documentations, because we can reach out to Comal ISD, maybe we can get it pushed through and just let them know why we're doing this.
Yep.
Not leave it all on the chief to do.
Right.
And, by all means, send it to DBs for this data and go through it and maybe we can get it pushed through in, you know, a
I don't
couple of
see-
days, call the attorney.
I don't see why they would object. It's required for them to have.
Okay, and then we can help them out so we can get that taken care of. Okay,
Won't happen.
all right, so.
I guess
For
for legal.
legal review.
Yeah. So, I make a motion that we postpone, item 4B until next Tuesday, the 19th. Dealing with an interlocal agreement between the city of Bulverde and Como ISD for the provision of law enforcement services, so the legal review can be done. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Yeah.
Okay, 4C. Consider and take action on the proposed 2025 tax rate.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council. Item 4C, consider and take action on the proposed tax rate. This item is procedural in nature, is required by truth in taxation. That's the law that governs how we publish our notices and how we adopt the tax rate and budget. Council must publicly set the maximum tax rate that they will adopt for the next fiscal year. Council has previously given direction to staff to use the de minimis rate. As a reminder, the de minimis rate is $0.259798 per $100 of assessed valuation. On September 9th, council may adopt a lower tax rate, but this is ceiling for the tax rate that you can adopt. This item will require a record vote at this time. Are there any questions?
So this is just to get to the hearing, for the tax hearing.
This is to meet the required notice provided for to move forward, truth in taxation, to move forward, yes.
And then we'll have the tax hearing later.
There's really nothing more to this, but it does require a record
We
vote.
just need a motion and vote. I'll motion that we consider and take action on proposed 2025 tax rate. Okay, 0.259798.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is this a record vote?
It needs to be a record vote.
Oh,
That's correct. Thank you. So we'll need to call the roll. City Secretary will call the roll.
Aye, Councilmember Hayes.
Aye.
Councilmember Alexander.
Aye.
Mayor Hayes. Aye. Councilmember Freewood.
Aye.
Councilmember Watson.
Aye.
Councilmember Hawkins.
Aye.
Four D. Okay. Consider and take action on scheduling public hearing and adopt date for fiscal year 25-26 budget and tax rate.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, a procedural item, truth in taxation. City is required to publicly adopt dates and times for public hearings and the adoption of a tax rate and budget. Our public hearing for the budget and tax rate will be Thursday, September 4th at 6:30 p.m. at the Bulverde City Council chambers. The adoption of our FY26 tax rate and budget will occur at 6:30 p.m. Tuesday, September 9th at the Bulverde City Council chambers. This item also requires a record vote.
Um,
I make a motion that we approve the dates for public hearing and adoption dates for the fiscal year 25-26 budget and tax rates of the date of September 4th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. at Bulverde City Hall, and at September 9th, 2025 at the City Council at 6:30 in City Hall.
I apologize, I have a point of procedure. These are regular agenda items, are we required to open either one or both of these to public comment?
Well, this is not the actual public hearing here.
I understand that, but as a regular agenda item, are we not, it is our practice to open regular agenda items for public comment. Is it not?
I don't know if there's a discussion.
Okay.
Second the closed motion.
Councilmember Hayes,
Aye.
Councilmember Alexander.
Aye.
Mayor Hayes. Aye. Councilmember Trawick.
Aye.
Councilmember Watson.
Aye.
Councilmember Hawkins.
Aye.
Thank you, council. Thank you.
Okay. 5, we have public comments, we have a list. Becca Adams.
Good evening. Please excuse my reading as I want
Please
to.
state your name.
Yes. My name is Becca Adams. And my address, you said? 2117 Comel Springs, Canyon Lake, Texas 78133. So please excuse my reading because I want to make sure I touch on all of the information that I have to share. My name is Becca Adams. I'm the Director of Philanthropy for the Carlos Alvarez Family Foundation and their company best known as Shiner Beer. But tonight I'm here as the Vice President of the Bulverde Spring Branch Angels, and I'm happy to be joined by some of our committee members here. The BSB Angels run an annual angel tree project called Cindy's Tree, which is named after our founder, former Comel ISD counselor and Bulverde resident Cindy Hurst. Our purpose is to provide new gifts to children at Christmas time. We are a completely volunteer-run 501c3 organization that has been serving families in the Bulverde Spring Branch area for a decade. No one takes a salary. Every hour is donated, and every dollar goes to serving our mission that no child goes without on Christmas morning. Last year alone, Cindy's Tree provided 2,400 holiday gifts to over 200 families and nearly 600 children right here in our own community. Excuse me. These are families specifically in the Bulverde Spring Branch area, not all of Comel County, who are facing difficult circumstances during the holidays. For 5 weeks in November and December, we transform an empty storefront, office, fire station, or warehouse into a holiday hub. The location is typically donated, but we can and do offer payment, excuse me, rental payments and insurance coverage if needed. At this space, donations are sorted, wrapped, and distributed with care and dignity. But every year, one of our biggest challenges is securing a location. This year, we are at real risk of not being able to continue this project at all. Thankfully, a business partner came through and offered us a home. We were within days of having to cancel this project that we have led since 2015. We are grateful to Texas Regional Bank for our space this year. Tonight, we want to introduce ourselves, and we ask you as leaders in public service to simply keep us in mind. Sometimes a single phone call from someone in your position can help us find a location, secure traffic support on distribution days, or address security concerns around our gift storage area. More than anything, we invite you to come see the impact for yourselves. Please join us for Parent Pickup Day on December 19th or 20th. See the joy and relief on the faces of families we serve. It's a powerful reminder of how much good can happen when our community comes together. Thank you for your time, your service, and for considering how you might help us continue this important work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I agree.
Boyd. Boyd.
I've got a related items.
Except fire station?
Fire station.
Okay, can you come up to the podium?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
State your name and your address, but please have it on the speaker.
Certainly. Good evening, Mayor, council members. Nice to see your smiling face. My name is Bob Boyd. I live at 4620 Blue Skies Drive in Oak Village North. And I am currently the Architectural Compliance Committee Chairman for Oak Village North. I started January 2023, and since month number 1, the fire station has been my constant complaint. And I worked with the prior compliance officer. At one point, we had issues with dirt bike trails going into the area where the creek was, and had to deal with that. I had heard that the city had taken them to court, but I never heard any results of that. What I've done recently, about a month ago, I sent a Section 209 letter to her, telling her to remove the business. And the response I got was I sent it to my attorney. So Oak Village North has a annual dues of $15 a year, which was created in 1974. So by inflation standards, we're getting about 50 cents a year now. It's not enough for us to be able to pay for a lot of attorney fees. So we're doing what we can to try to push the issue, but we would like to see help from the city as well. People are scared. I've had a lot of complaints about people not even wanting to walk on that side of the street for safety concerns. And so just want to ask the city to, hopefully we can work together on this. Are you familiar with the 209 letter? Okay, Texas Property Code, okay. That's all I've got to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Boyd. Scott Hitt.
Good evening, Scott Head, 2089 Frontier. Mayor, council members, city manager. Thank you for the opportunity just to give you a quick update on the Bulverde Spring Branch Economic Development Foundation, of which I'm actually the executive director. Since our last opportunity to converse face to face back at the end of May, things are going okay. We're seeing some growth in membership. We've had several current members double their tier level and participate at a higher level. Inbound activity remains very, very steady. There's a lot of inquiry in the area, seeking opportunities, seeking the right folks to speak with. We've completed our relocation. We are now at Faithville Executive Offices, which is addresses 17080 Highway 46 West. We are in Suite 108G Golf. Let's see. Did want to take a moment to invite you all as my guests to our next quarterly membership meeting, which is Thursday next week, the 21st of August. That'll be at 3 p.m. at the Hampton Inn Conference Center. As well as we will have a guest speaker, and as well as a little bit of an after mixer, and just put back on the table that my offer in our last conversation of having post a workshop to better comprehend how we might work together for the betterment of our community as a standing offer. So I'm willing to host that at any time, should you have interest. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wanda Sumser.
Mayor, council, welcome on board, Mr. Castro. The chamber recently, over the month of July, held the best of the best in the Bulverde Spring Branch area. And I just wanted to kind of give you all an update. We had over 10,000 voters provide over 33,800 votes in 95 different categories. So we had a bigger turnout, bigger support than we did last year, which was our inaugural year, and we're real excited about it. We had 794 different businesses. I can't say different businesses, some were in multiple categories. But we have a really great turnout, and it really enlightened us to a lot of businesses that we didn't even know were in the area. So it helps us grow, it helps us work and work with the community. I did want to invite, if I could change all these invitations, Sandra, you can hand them out. It's to our award ceremony. So we will be on August 25th at the Bulverde Baptist Church from 2 to 4:30. And I know that sounds really long, but we have 95 different categories that we need to recognize. We have invited the top 3 in each category because last year we had a whole lot of fun. And one of the people on your podium up there is a recipient from last year. We got to go in and surprise the 65 different businesses that we recognized last year, but we only recognized the top business, and we really wanted to expand that this year and recognize the top 3 businesses in each category. So we will be making them come to us instead of us trying to make it out to 285 different places. So we would love to have you join us. It's going to be a fast and furious presentation, but we are going to try to bring up the top 3 in every category and recognize them for being the best of the best here in the Bulverde Spring Branch area. So the other thing, I have less than a minute. So we want to thank y'all for working with us again this year on Bulverde Christmas lighting. And just as a side note, we do get insurance for that event. Thank you. Just as a point of information, now we purchase insurance for anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 people, because that's the average that attends that event, and it does run us about $2,000. We do list the city because y'all can partner with us on that. We really appreciate the support that y'all give us in the sanitation area, in the public works, in the police department partnering with us. It does run about $200 a year for that one event, but it is a totally different event than the music in the park. So thank y'all very much. I hope to see some of y'all at our best of the best celebration. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that concludes our public speaking.
Mayor, I didn't get a chance to sign up because I didn't know I was going to speak until the meeting progressed, but I can't give them all.
Go ahead.
My name is David Bullock. I'm at 190 Travis Point here in the city of Bulverde. I appreciate you allowing me to come up, and I respect what you guys are doing, and I appreciate you serving the community. As we move forward in looking at the budget, I hope there's enough visibility that the public can make observation and comments, specifically dealing with issues of budget overages. It appears that last year we had about $824,000 in excess revenue to the city. We're on target for probably close to $600,000 this year. I fully support the de minimis tax rate because we have some huge bills coming our way. We've got some right-of-way acquisition bills in order to support the 281 expansion through Singing Hills, and our commitment will be up just past Singing Hills. So we got a big bill coming forward. I would like to see the city fence those excess dollars to not be spent anywhere else other than to accumulate in a pot of money that is earmarked for specifically to pay off our right-of-way acquisition costs. Otherwise, we're going to be facing a potential bond issue if we're unsuccessful in getting any kind of grants. And the current administration is not really favorable of a lot of grants. So I would encourage you to fence every dollar that you can, save it for the future because you're going to need it, or we're going to be facing a bond which is extremely unpopular here in the community. Though I personally support it, it's likely not going to reach very favorable comments through the community. So I implore you to start looking to save every nickel and dime so that when that bill comes due, we got money to pay for it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other
public speakers. Meeting number 7, we're gonna go into executive session, 7:55.
We're gonna do six.
Go ahead. Or do you want to read it?
I am.
Skip six.
1 second. Let's see if I write it down time. 7A, executive session. Oh. Okay, number 6. Okay, reading over 7:56. Sorry. Right. Reports by elected officials and staff on items of community interest. According to section 551.0415 of the government code, topics discussed under this item are limited to expression of thanks, congratulations, or condolences, information regarding holiday schedules and honorary or solitary recognition of a public official, public employee, or other citizen. A reminder about an upcoming event organized and sponsored by the governing body, information regarding a social ceremony or community event, and announcements involving an imminent threat to the public health and safety of people of the political subdivision that has arisen after the posting of this agenda. I would like to say, we welcome our new city manager, Mr. Mike Castro. He joined us on August 4th, and this is his first city council meeting. So, congratulations.
I just want to add that, I know Danny's not here, but I want to thank Danny for stepping in and taking charge.
Steering the ship.
Yeah. Throwing it into the fire, but.
We can call his mobile phone if you'd like. I'm sure he'd take the phone call.
Yeah. So he was great from the time he had it. Welcome. Good, glad you're here, and look forward to working with you and all the great things that we have for the city, and sure it'll be fun having you on board. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
I'd like to add that today I was part of a call from Texas A&M wildfire department. We have limited water, but we're dry again, and County, and today the governor signed a declaration, emergency declaration. Comal County is covered. Please remind everybody out there of the fire danger that's in front of us. We may be getting a little bit of rain, but that's enough to keep us moist enough that we wouldn't catch on fire. So safety concerns are out there about any types of fire that we can have in our
More fireworks.
More fireworks. Okay, now we'll adjourn at 7:58 for executive session, and we will be discussing 7A, pursuant to Texas Government Code, section 551.071, consultation with our attorney. The city council will meet in private consultation with legal counsel to seek the advice of its attorney about pending or contemplated litigation, a settlement offer, and or on a matter in which the duty of the attorney to the governmental body under the Texas disciplinary rules of professional conduct of the state bar of Texas conflicts with chapter 551 of the government code with 1. Franco versus Huerta versus City of Alberta, Texas, and Charles West, CA. Case number 5.24-CB-00708-OLG in the United States District Court, Western District of Texas, San Antonio Division. 2, Oak Village North Fire Station. 3, Ventana Phases 2 and 3 MVP. And 4, amendments to Chapter 1 of the city's Code of Ordinances. Also 7B, pursuant to Texas Government 551.074, personnel matters, the city council will deliberate in executive closed session to deliberate the appointment, evaluation, and duties of the city manager. Look at these actors for me. It's absurd. And I just copy the ordinance. Yes. Okay. And the certified edition. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you.
Brenda.
Where's Jason?
No, it's in the bathroom.
What are you doing? Voted for you. Yep. We're all just- Okay. Makes sense. Should put my business. Then what? You cast iron.
That's the call the meeting back to order at 9:56 p.m. And, we have taken no action on any of the items in executive session. So, I'm ready to, anybody have anything else you need to add? Nope. No comments? You done? Okay, we'll adjourn the meeting.
That's to bring it forward. We'll go for all three. I think I'll look at that.